Hey there, jazz lovers. It's Tobey once again with another tutorial. This one is a question from one of our listeners, Marco Pepe, who talks about Besame Mucho and the Montuno rhythm. Now, I recently did a video on how to play Salsa Montuno on piano. I'm going to put a link to that video up here in the corner. And that's basically a step-by-step tutorial on how to play the Montuno. And then what I did in the video is I applied it to Besame Mucho, and then I got this question from Marco who says it's not so easy to play because of the anticipated Montuno rhythm in the left hand. He has a coordination problem. Well, we all have coordination problems, but could you suggest a dedicated exercise for this, please? So in this video, I'm going to give you a dedicated exercise on how to play Besame Mucho with this anticipated Montuno rhythm. Now, I've actually written it out for you. Let's dive in right now and get started. So you can download this sheet music, but essentially there's the Montuno pattern at the beginning, which is this. And then it does a repeat, except it uses the natural sixth as well. And then the exercise that I want you to play is, this is the melody for Besame Mucho. Now the interesting thing is, if you want to play any melody with Montuno, you're going to have to rephrase that melody. In other words, rearrange the notes a bit. So even if the original has like a triplet pattern over quarter notes, which is, you can't really anticipate or synchronize that with the Montuno rhythm. So you have to change the Montuno rhythm to this. So it's a little bit different. So just rephrase the rhythm so that it actually fits with that Montuno rhythm in the left hand. So I've written out the left hand for you. It's basically the Montuno rhythm, which is. Now what I'd like you to do is to play that along with the backing track that I'm going to give you also below, which is bass and drums. I think if you take a look at the bass part, it's always anticipating the beat. So you don't really want to focus on that. What you do want to do is listen to the drums, because the drums keeps you in good time. If you listen to the bass player, it's probably going to mess you up quite a bit because that bass is always anticipating. Now, let's play it along with the bass and drums, just the left hand, and see how that goes. All right, so I hope you have some fun playing that left hand. And obviously, as soon as you get that left hand used to the Montuno, go ahead and add the right hand to it and try to match the right hand melody with the Montuno. That's really the answer to Marco's question. It's, you need to modify the melody in order to fit with the Montuno to keep that style and that feel going. There's a couple other things that I wanted to point out before we finish the tutorial part of this, and then I'll play you the tune. And that is 4 bars before B, where you've got this melody line that goes. So the left hand is playing somewhat of a Montuno, but it's just got this pattern that goes like this. But it has to fit with the melody. So what I would suggest you do, because it's tricky even as I look at it now, it's more natural when I'm just playing it, but if you're looking at it and practicing it, you have to match the left hand where it fills in where the right hand isn't playing. So my suggestion is you play it slowly and put a loop on it like this. And as you're looping it, maybe get a little bit faster each time. You'll also notice that rhythmic pattern happens again at the bridge at letter C. And it's a little bit easier at letter C because the melody is not quite the same. So you could put an eighth note before that F minor chord as well when you get to the second 4 bars. The other thing that I would do as I'm practicing this, yes, you can play that left-hand Montuno with the backing track that I'm giving you, but you can also just play it without the backing track and just play it faster each time. And as you play it faster, you get a little bit more used to it each time. And I think it makes a really good left-hand exercise because it's definitely the rhythm that needs to be part of your subconscious, because obviously as you're playing melody, the left hand, you can't really think about it too much. It just kind of has to fit in there. All right, so what we're going to do now is play the entire piece, beginning with the Montuno at the beginning. Okay, and I'm going to play it all with the backing track. And then I'm going to play a chorus of solo, so you kind of get the idea of how to solo over Besame Mucho. And then when we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit more about a couple of things, and then we'll see you in the next video. But let me play it for you now and stick around. You really want to hear this because this is the goal. Okay, so the thing that you might notice about my solo is, yes, it was improvised and there was a lot of notes in there. Actually, not that many. But what I did was I stuck in a Montuno here and there. So in the middle of your soloing, it's a good idea to reference that Montuno pattern wherever you can. So for example, if I'm soloing, sense when you reference the Montuno here and there. It's always, it's not a good idea to play it all the time because then it's not really a solo, it's just a Montuno. Okay, so if you have any questions about this, please post them below. I'm going to put a link to the backing track and to the sheet music below. You can download it, it's loops, so you can play along with it and get that feel. Again, what I'd like you to do is just kind of get that rhythm going in the left hand first, and then try and fit the melody in around that. That's the real answer, I think, to Marco's question. It's really about changing the phraseology of the right hand so that it matches that Montuno pattern on the left hand. If you try to play it as written, for example, if you had another piece of sheet music for Besame Mucho, again, it's really up to the interpretation of the person who transcribed it to actually put the notes in properly as they see them, but it doesn't always fit with this kind of style. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to give the video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. And of course, we're always looking for a few more subscribers because we're making videos just like this one all the time. Thanks. We'll see you later.